Hey everybody, it's Mr. V here in the Suzuki violin class, and today we're going to learn about the different parts of a violin. Now it's important to know all your different parts of a violin because when we ask you to touch something or to grab here or to not touch something, you know what part of the violin we're talking about. For example, my hand right now is actually on what's called the shoulders. Think of the body here of the violin just like a body, right? And we have shoulders. Kind of see my shoulders here. And we have the shoulders here. There's actually two shoulders on the violin. And they're curved if you look real closely. So these are called our shoulders, right? And then up here, believe it or not, that's called our neck. We use the neck a lot when we're grabbing the violin. We actually can hold the neck pretty firmly, and it's a good way to make sure that you don't drop the violin. We hold our shoulders on the violin a lot too when we're moving it around, either into playing position or into rest position. So shoulders and necks are really, really good grabbing points. Again, what do we call these? And what do we call this? Hopefully you got those answers right when I asked those questions. We have our shoulders and we have our neck. And then up here, I kind of move this over because the whiteboard will help you see it. Up here around the top portion, I'll actually get kind of close there. You can see that little curved section up at the top here. And if you look really close, it almost looks like a cinnamon roll. See it all rolled up there? And so guess what we call that? We call that a scroll. That's a scroll, kind of like you see the roll, so it's the scroll. That's with an S, and that's right at the top here. That's our scroll. We use that kind of as a pointer. Sometimes we ask you to point the scroll to the sky, or we point the scroll down to the ground, or point your scroll over to the windows. We kind of use it like a pointer, but it's not a really great place to grab the violin because if we grab the violin from the scroll, we see sometimes a lot it can actually slip right out of your hands and drop on the floor. And guess what happens when we drop our violin on the floor? It's not good. It can actually break. So we really want to make sure that we know exactly where to grab the violin. So let's review. Down here we have our shoulders, and up here we have our scroll. No, that's our neck, right? We have our shoulders, we have our neck, and our newest piece up here that looks like a roll, that's called the scroll. Good job. Shoulders, neck, and scroll. We have two more parts, a couple more parts actually we're going to learn today. Up here you see real close we kind of have these four little pieces coming out just below the scroll. And those actually, if you look closely, that's where the strings wrap around and tighten up for the violin. And these are actually called our pegs. Kind of rhymes with legs, but it's with a P. It's called our pegs. And we never, ever, ever, ever want to touch the pegs, something we don't touch. You can actually have your violin taken away from you for the day if you touch those pegs. So let's review. Down here we can grab these. They're called shoulders, right. Up here we can grab this. This is called the neck. Good job. Up here that looks like a roll, we can call this the scroll. Right, that starts with an S. We don't want to grab that. And then these four things coming out here, it rhymes with legs. Those are called pegs. Nice. We have our shoulders, our neck, our scroll, and our pegs. All right, let's look at the next thing. I'm going to show you this one kind of up close as well. This is what supports the strings coming up and across the violin. And it's made out of wood. and it's called the bridge. Yeah, like a car, like a bridge. And if you think about it, it looks like you can travel up and over the what? The bridge. And we don't really want to mess with the bridge because it's kind of delicate. Okay? So the last little piece we're going to talk about today is this piece down here called the jaw rest. And when I'm holding my violin, you can kind of see that my jaw rests in it. Right there. Look at that. Jaw rest. Do you remember what this is called? Bridge. Right. And how about these right here? Shoulders. Good. How about this right here? The neck. Nice job. We don't ever want to touch these. These are called the pegs. Not legs. It rhymes with legs, but these are called the pegs. And up here, and it looks like a roll, starts with an S. Scroll. All right, let's do a speed round. We're going to speed it up a little bit. All right, here we go. You ready? What's this? Neck. What's this? Pegs. What's this? Scroll. What are these? Shoulders. What's that? Bridge. What about this? Ooh, did you forget? Remember where it goes. Right here. What sits on it? The jaw rest. It's where your jaw rests. All right, super fast speed round. Here we go. Ready? What are these? What's this? What about these? How about up here? How about these again? How about that? How about this one? How about this? What's that? How about here? These things, don't touch them. This thing up here, don't touch that either. Last but not least, what are these? And for a bonus round, what do you think these are called? Want to take a guess? You got it. They're the strings. Those are our strings. That's what makes the sound of our violin. So very good job. Believe it or not, we have not learned all the different parts of the violin. Those are sort of the basic parts. There's going to be more in the future, but I would suggest taking some time in reviewing this video and really getting to know your different parts of the violin so that you have it committed to memory. Because our kids here at school in Perkins, they're going to be learning the exact same thing. And if you ever do return to school one day, we don't want you to feel behind. We want to feel like, hey, I know all the different parts of the violin. I know what's going on. I got this. I'm in. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to our first lesson about the parts of the violin. This is Mr. V. I'll see you later.